Madison Square Garden is roaring, the kind of feral, historic roar usually reserved for Ollie nights and heavyweight epics. The lights hit the center of the ring, and a petite southpaw from Carolina, Puerto Rico, now Brooklyn-toughened, legacy-obsessed, raises her gloves one more time. Amanda, the real deal, Serrano has just gone 36 grueling minutes with Katie Taylor again. And whether you scored it for her or not, you can feel it. You are watching the woman who forced an entire sport to raise its ceiling. She came from a family that didn't chase cameras, from a borough where dreams are either weaponized or wasted, and she chose the former, methodically, monastically. No boyfriends, no kids, no distractions, just rounds, roadwork, repetition. The payoff? A résumé that reads like boxing mythology. 7 world titles across 7 divisions, Puerto Rico's first undisputed 4-belt champion, and a Guinness World Record to memorialize it. The money finally caught up to the greatness, too. An estimated net worth of about $10 million, buoyed by the record-shattering $9 million purse for that 2025 trilogy with Taylor, the richest disclosed payday in women's boxing history. But Serrano isn't a museum piece to be admired from behind velvet ropes. She's still active, still defiant, still crossing codes, inking a lifetime deal with Most Valuable Promotions and re-entering MMA with the PFL in 2025 to remind everyone that combat, not comfort, is her comfort zone. Her career ledger, April 1st, 47, 31 KOs, isn't just numbers. It's a map of the barriers she broke, the weight classes she raided, the paydays she dragged into existence for the women coming after her. Amanda Serrano didn't ask boxing to make room for her. She kicked the door open, filled the garden, rewrote the pay scale, fought 12 3-minute rounds when people said women shouldn't, and then asked, what's next? If legacy is leverage, she owns the deed. And on nights like this, when the world is loud and the lights are blinding, you remember, greatness isn't always the loudest voice. It's the one that never stops answering the bell. Early life. Amanda Serrano was born on October 9th, 1988, in Carolina, Puerto Rico, but her journey to greatness truly began in the gritty boroughs of Brooklyn, New York, where her family relocated when she was a toddler. There, she was raised in the tight-knit Bushwick neighborhood, surrounded by a fiercely proud Puerto Rican community and a family that believed in discipline, resilience, and faith in one another. Though her parents largely stayed out of the public eye, family was Amanda's first training ground. Her older sister, Cindy Serrano, became a beacon. Cindy entered boxing first, blazing a path through what was then a male-dominated sport, and Amanda watched closely, absorbing every jab and footstep. Amanda initially didn't envision a career in boxing. She wanted to be a swimmer. But by 2008, inspired by Cindy and guided by Cindy's husband, Jordan Maldonado, who would go on to be Amanda's lifelong trainer and manager, she strapped on the gloves. Maldonado was demanding, intense, and uncompromising, a perfect match for Amanda's growing obsession with discipline and self-mastery. She attended Bushwick High School, where she graduated at age 17. But instead of college, she chose a different kind of education: the gym, the ring, and the unforgiving reality of prize fighting. Her first job? Working as a janitor at the gym where her sister trained. Every night, after mopping sweat off the floors, she stayed to shadow the fighters. Before long, she became one of them. Personal life. Amanda Serrano made a decision early in her life. Sacrifice now, legacy later. That decision became her gospel. Unlike many elite athletes whose personal lives dominate headlines, Amanda's story has always been about singular focus. She has never married, never had children, and deliberately kept her circle small and trusted. I gave up a lot for this sport, she said in interviews. But I gained something bigger: immortality. Her commitment wasn't just about training. It was about living like a monk in a sport that often rewards flash and noise. For years, she refused to even carry a cell phone. She avoided clubs, skipped parties, and lived modestly. Her spiritual views, while not pinned to one denomination, reflect deep cultural values: honor, humility, loyalty, and faith. She often credits God and her Puerto Rican heritage for keeping her grounded in storms of fame and fortune. Outside the ring, Serrano has been a pioneer for equality in women's boxing. In 2023, she made history by agreeing to fight Daniela Ramos over 12 3-minute rounds, the same format men use in championship bouts. It was a defiant act that shattered outdated norms and reignited debate around gender parity in combat sports. Serrano's performance was dominant and poetic, making it clear she wasn't just fighting Ramos, she was fighting a system. In 2025, her legacy expanded further when she returned to MMA with the Professional Fighters League, PFL, and signed a lifetime promotional deal with Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions, MVP. That alliance, blending new age marketing with old school grit, mark her as both a fighter and a brand, an athlete and an icon. Professional career. The meteoric rise. Serrano made her pro debut in 2009, fighting as a featherweight. But unlike many boxers who settle into a single division, Amanda became a belt collector across the map. She fought and won world titles in 7 weight classes, from 115 pounds to 140 pounds. That feat placed her alongside Manny Pacquiao, the only other boxer in history to achieve such a milestone. Among her honors: IBF Super Featherweight Champion, 2011, WBO Featherweight, Junior Featherweight, and Lightweight titles, WBC, IBO, WBA, and the ring titles across multiple divisions. An Undisputed Featherweight Champion, 2023. The first Puerto Rican fighter, male or female, to achieve that feat. Her knockout power was legendary. Serrano's 31 knockouts in 47 wins proved she wasn't just a technician, she was a finisher. With a KO percentage hovering around 66%, she became one of the most feared punchers in all of women's boxing. The Taylor rivalry. If Amanda Serrano had one dance partner who elevated her to new heights, it was Katie Taylor. Their first clash on April 30th, 2022 was not just a fight, it was a cultural reset. They became the first women to headline Madison Square Garden, and they delivered a war for the ages. Taylor eked out a narrow decision, but Serrano walked away as the people's champion. A rematch was inevitable, but injuries and timing delayed the sequel. Finally, in 2025, the trilogy culminated under the Garden lights once more. Serrano and Taylor gave it everything, but the judges saw it for Taylor by majority decision. Yet even in defeat, Serrano's legend only grew. The Garden had once again become her cathedral. Serrano is a multi-sport phenom. In 2021, she debuted in MMA, and in 2025, she committed again to the sport under the PFL banner. Her MMA record currently stands at 2 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw, and she remains the rare athlete with championship credibility across multiple codes. Her alliance with Jake Paul's MVP helped elevate women's boxing to mainstream audiences. Together, they not only increased fighter pay, but also reinvented how combat athletes are marketed. Amanda was the face of that revolution. House tour and car collection. Despite her multi-million-dollar net worth, Amanda Serrano has remained modest and understated when it comes to lifestyle. She doesn't flash luxury mansions on social media or make viral car collection videos, but the glimpses fans do get say a lot. Her primary residence is rumored to be a gated property in Puerto Rico, a return to her roots that she often calls her sanctuary. It's surrounded by palm trees, training equipment, and silence. Her space is built for focus, not flash. In terms of cars, Serrano has shown off her love for custom-painted Puerto Rican-themed rides. A recent post revealed a sleek sports car wrapped in red, white, and blue, emblazoned with the island's flag and boxing gloves painted on the hood. She doesn't drive for speed, she drives for pride. But beyond that, privacy rules. Unlike some fighters who flaunt Lumbos and Rolexes, Serrano lets her belts, her bruises, and her legacy do the talking. There is no traditional college journey in Amanda Serrano's life, and that was by design. After graduating high school at 17, she chose gloves over books, the gym over dorm rooms. Her classroom was the ring. Her homework was sparring. Her professors were older fighters with scarred eyes and relentless wisdom. Amanda's story proves that education doesn't always come with a degree. Sometimes it comes with blood on your wraps and history under your name. As of today, Amanda Serrano is alive, active, and very much still fighting. Not only did she just complete her trilogy against Katie Taylor, but she's also gearing up for new MMA fights, building her brand, mentoring young fighters, and continuing to shape the conversation around women's roles in combat sports. There is no cause of death to report, only a cause for celebration. Amanda Serrano didn't just win belts, she broke ceilings. She didn't just beat opponents, she beat the odds. In a world that once treated women's boxing like a novelty act, she forced the world to take it seriously. She's the reason female fighters can headline MSG, the reason promoters are writing bigger checks, the reason young girls in Puerto Rico and Brooklyn believe that their fists can build empires. Her career isn't a fairy tale, it's a war story. One filled with sacrifice, scars, setbacks, and stunning triumphs. And now, after 52 professional fights, 47 wins, and one trilogy that will echo through the ages, Amanda Serrano is no longer just the real deal. She's the blueprint.